Hello, now we are going to learn about national development. Okay, so let's see what is national development. So basically, national development means the improvement in the standard of living of people in a particular country. So when a nation seems to be that it is developed, there will be some improvement in the standard of living of the people in that particular country. Okay, so like individuals, people may have different ideas about the national development. Okay, so we have already mentioned that development will be different for different people, right? For someone, getting a better job will be development. For someone, better facilities will be development. And each for each and every people, the perspective might change. Okay, so like individuals, people, etc. Everybody will have their own view about national development. Okay, so some people focus mainly on income. So if you are able to earn more in a particular country, some people consider it as development. And some focus on basic facilities, okay, like education, healthcare, etc. So for them, that will be developed. So therefore, there is no single way to measure the development. Okay, so we can't just say that by calculating this only we can find the development of a particular country. So that is not possible. That is why we use multiple indicators. So whenever you need to calculate the national development, you should consider multiple indicators. Okay. So let's see what are the indicators that we use to calculate the national development in India. Okay. So we'll be using income, education, health, and availability of basic facilities to compare between states or countries. Okay. So we'll be considering income, like how much people earn on an average. What is the basic qualification of education of the people? What are the basic health facilities available for the people? And also the basic facilities like water, electricity, sanitation. So we'll be considering all of these uh, to calculate or to understand about the development of a particular area. Okay. So we do compare like different countries on the basis of development, growth, and different aspects, right? So we do have a lot of indexes for that. Like we have World Happiness Index is there, Poverty Index is there. So like that, we have a lot of indexes up there, which is published by different organizations, including World Health Organization, and we have like World Bank. So different organizations are there who publish these kind of indexes. Okay. So now let's see how we'll be comparing different countries based on development. Okay. So the countries are classified as developed and developing. Okay. So what is a developed country? They'll be focusing more on like secondary, tertiary sectors, right? So we have a lot of countries that are already developed and which have a higher income and earnings, etc. Okay. And we do have countries like developing, like India. So we'll be focusing more on growth and development things. Okay. So there will be certain characteristics, right? So we can easily distinguish between which countries are developed and which are not. Okay. And income is an important measure for comparison. Definitely, income is an important measure, right? So based on income, we can get a clear idea about different countries. So let's see how do we do that. So the total income. So the income is the total earning of all the people in the country. Okay, so we'll be considering the income of the all people, the all population in that particular country. That shows overall economic strength. Okay, so it will show how much business is happening there, how people are able to earn, how much do they earn. All these insights will be getting all these insights from the total. And it is not a fair measure because it does not show average income. Okay, so there will be some people who could earn a lot, and there will be some people who could not earn more, right? So there will be a huge difference in between. So we can't say that the total income will give you a clear cut definition for it. Okay, so countries with a larger population may have higher total income. So, for example, uh, let's take a country with around 100. Let's take if a country has 100 people and each of these people earn around 20. Okay, just 20 rupees per day. So, what is their total income? it will be 2000, right? At the same time, in another country, they have only like 50 people. Okay, they have only 50 people, but they earn around 14 rupees. Okay, or let's take it as 30 rupees. Okay, let's take it as 30 rupees. So how much do they earn? Around 1,500. So when you consider the income will be more in first country, right? Because there is 100 people. But what about the condition of the people? It will be comparatively better in the second country, right? Just because of they have low population, their total income is comparatively less. So that is why total income is not a proper method to calculate or to identify the development of country. Okay. So average income will give you little bit better result compared to this total income. So in mostly we'll be considering the average income. Okay, that is also called as per capita income. So basically per capita income is the average income. And how do we calculate that? We will calculate the total income by total population, right? Is that clear? So how do we calculate the per capita income? So per capita income, we have to divide the total national income, right? That is GDP. GDP by total population. Okay, total population. So this is how we calculate the per capita income. So it shows the average earning per person. Okay, and it is used for fair comparison between countries. And the World Bank, right? They uses per capita income to measure the development. So World Bank will be using the per capita income to measure the development in different countries, and it is publishes the World Bank's development reports. Okay, and it classifies countries into low, middle, and high income categories. Okay, so if a country is to be considered as an higher income country, it should have around 63,400 US dollars, okay, or more per year. And if it is a low income country, they should have at least like 2,400 US dollar or less per year. Okay, and India is a low middle income country. Okay, our per capita income is around 10,030 US dollar per year. Okay, so this is how they classify. So when they calculate the per capita income, they can easily arrange the countries into these categories. Okay. So now you might have developed a doubt that why some countries are rich and why others are not, right? We always say that we have developed countries, we have developing countries, we have underdeveloped countries. Why is that so? Because everybody have all kind of accessories like technologies available, resources are available. But why some countries are not developed properly yet? So that is due to the one resource like for example, you know the GCC countries, right? So initially the country where the UAE or Saudi or Kuwait, none of these GCC countries were much richer, but once they identified the presence of oil or gas, their entire uh, history was changed, like entire economy was boosted. Okay, so it was a fortune for them. Okay, so due to this rich resource, one resource, that is enough. And high income alone does not mean development. As we mentioned, it doesn't mean that income is development. Okay, if the income is able to enhance the basic life necessity, the lifestyle, how the people live, the healthcare, education, social development, everything in total will be considered as the development. Okay. So development requires high education, good healthcare, strong industries, good quality of life. Okay. So the money should be used to for the betterment of each and every section. Then only we can call it as developed. Okay. So all developed countries are rich, but not all rich countries are developed. That is the irony. Okay. All developed countries are rich, but not all rich countries are developed. So it doesn't mean that even if you have money in a particular country, it is very rich in income, but it doesn't mean that the country will be developed. Okay. And now let's see the limitations of per capita income. So we mentioned that it shows the average income, right? It only shows the average income. That is the problem. It does not show the income inequality. So what do you mean by inequality here? Income inequality. So basically, just imagine that I am earning around 30,000 per month. Okay, 30K per month. And someone in my locality is earning around 2 lakh per month. Okay, 2 lakh per month. So whenever you consider the per capita income, okay, of these two people, me and the my neighbor, okay. So what will be our per capita income? 30K plus 2 lakh by 2, right? So which is approximately equal to 2,30,000 divided by 2, right? That will be 1,15,000. Okay, 1,15,000. Okay. So does it mean that I have 1,50,000 with me? No, it's not. So the average, while we are taking the average, it can be affected by the extreme values. Okay, that is why it does not show the income inequality. So in countries like mostly the developing countries or developed countries, you can see that there will be some richest persons, right? So for example, take the case of India. So we have rich people like Ambani's, Adani's, a lot of film stars are having multimillionaires are there. So we cannot say that our country will be rich due to this extreme values. Okay, so it is not up to them. So it does not include, also it does not include non-income factors like education, healthcare, and public facilities. So it only includes the income, right? The income of people in the country by the total population. So the average does not show the actual income of the people. And also it doesn't include education, health, and the public facilities. So even though income is an important factor, it alone cannot determine the development of a particular country. So we might need other uh, criteria, right? So what are the other criteria? So development is not only based on income, right? That is what we have concluded so far. So we should include better education, good health, public facilities, clean environment, poverty reduction, peace and security. Okay. So these all will improve the quality of life. So by improving the quality of life only, we can say that a country is developing or developed like. Okay. So that is why in each and every budget, our government is trying a lot to improve these kinds of social infrastructures. Okay, they are spending a lot on education, spending a lot on basic infrastructure, spending a lot on healthcare like public health centers, government hospitals, nurseries, all these things. Okay, so this is how we calculate, or this is how we check whether a country is developed or not. So all these factors are very important.